Welcome to the layers video. I just wanted to talk about layer videos. I thought about this the other day in New Deal. Anyway, I was talking about layers. Tilde key, you get your layers. You can see all your layers, and these are sort of. You can see that I've got a lot of. I've kept a lot of Chiefs layers, but I've added some of my own. And I want to talk about that in a second. But here's what this is about: is how to quickly access these layers. If I want to go to my doors, I go DO, and there's my doors, my doors gates, my doors not in plan, my door headers, my door labels, anything in capital letters, all caps. That's the stuff that I've added. Those are my things. Anything in small letters are Chiefs. Look at this: dimensions manual, cabinet elevations, dimensions manual, cabinet plan. So I just take dimensions and I copy that layer and I give it a new name if it's going to be something else, okay? But you know, I was reviewing SoftPlan's latest video, and what they have is they have subcategories. Like they have a folder here that says dimensions, and you click that folder, and then all the dimensions pop up so it can be compressed. And someone was actually asking for that the other day, that they'd like to see that kind of a thing. And I'm thinking, nuts. I don't want that. And the reason why is because if I open up this cabinet, see all those tabs? I got to thumb through these tabs to change things in subcategory. I think SoftPlan has it where you open up the specification cabinet for a box for a cabinet, and everything's listed there in one deal. There's no tabs. And I think Chief's going to redo their user interface, and I'd like to think that's what they're going to do. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I guess I'd like to see all this stuff in just one place. And I got to go click, and change everything I want. I don't want to have to go through these tabs. It's not a big deal. I mean, I get accustomed to it, but I got to thumb the tabs. And I think that's sort of the same principle when you talk about categorizing these things right here. Now, the CAB, if I go up to the cabinets, see how quickly I got all my cabinets, and I don't have to open up extra folders? I don't want the folders, man. I want to see all this stuff. And so just talk about some of the things that I've added. Demo and plan. That's for my demo layer. And if you've ever seen any of my demo plans, I had those indented a couple times, because if I want to put this thing on the tab space, and I go right up to demo, I get straight there. I can I don't know, do whatever I want with it. You know what I'm saying? Or how do I do that? Layer. A quick space, and I can put it on that plan, because that's what I'm doing with my demo plan. It's a real quick process of putting that stuff on particular layers. So that's why I have that indented. But for other things like framing, I think a lot of us I do, I don't know if this might be a little excessive, but framing roof, and I have framing roof beams drop, framing roof beam drop exposed, framing roof beam flush. I'm not sure if drop and flush are really necessary, but for one reason, I use the sand, so this is built up over time. That's what I do. Roof corbels. Usually you put those on the millwork. I put them on my framing roof because, I don't know, maybe I want to see them on my roof framing plan, so it's all part of that thing. My framing roof posts, king posts. Those are king posts. So it's all, I put them on different layers so I can control the line style easy. I control everything via the layer sets. All the line weights and things that are text that are associated with it are through this layer available, this layer display options. And I think it's the coolest way to go. Here's one, ceiling break lines mine. Ceiling break lines, those are Chiefs that get automatically generated. And I think by heck and by golly, sometimes they work, but I don't rely on those. Whenever I have a break in my ceiling above, I use ceiling break lines mine. And, like if I want to see the ridge, a ridge inside a room because I have a ridge inside a room because it's not a flat ceiling, I do dashed line right there. I mean, you draw the line to represent it. It's going to go on your CAD default layer, right? And what's that line style? Well, it's not what you want. So do you actually just change the line style for that? But it's stupid. I think that's why I set up all these things, and it works really well for me. Now, one thing that I was thinking about, and that is what I should start doing, is I should start even renaming this stuff here as DIMMAN. In fact, I don't even need a space anymore. DIMMAN, and this should be DIMCE for cabinet elevations. This should be DIM C plan. You get what I'm saying? Okay. So now, if I am up here and I want to go DIMCP, there I go. I've just got it. And so the minute I think, I mean, can I go DCE? I mean, this is something that no one else will be able to understand. It's your own code, but that you're the one using the plan all the time. Look, DIM. This probably should be DIM ROF. I don't know. I think the more letters you have, the more specific, more options you have. But anyway, doors. Doors should be DOO. Yeah. So if I go back up to here and I go DOO, suddenly I'm right where all my doors are. I can kind of piddle around with that stuff. Look at this electrical. I have electrical bollards, electrical ceiling fans. Why do I put the ceiling fans on a different layer? Because I might not want to show all the electrical on my floor plan, but I want to see a ceiling fan. You know, just it's almost furniture. Electrical dash. That's like for my under cabinet fluorescent lights. I want them to be dashed. See, I got ceiling fans and fan ceiling and fan exhaust. One of those is probably too many. Lamps. Those are lamps. That's for on furniture, like on an end table. Lamps. I don't know what that is. Eve lighting, vanity lights. That's the same. I don't know. See, I could probably go out and clean out some of this stuff. I got electrical pendant and electrical pendants. And I tell you how this came about probably is because whenever I do my electrical, I just copy one symbol from the past plan to this plan. And then that symbol will actually, if it's a pendant, it's not going to go on the electrical layer, it's going to go on the pendant layer. I mean, yeah, electrical pendant layer. And again, that might be like my cabinet elevations. I want to see the pendant light, but I might not want to clutter up the island with showing the electrical outlets for the island and stuff, because sometimes those things are more of a pain to work with and whatever. And so I've kind of broken this down. So here's the deal. Suppose I had 30 different electrical layers. This is an extreme case, 30 different electrical layers. And so I couldn't see them all. Well, if I was able, that's not a very good example. What was I here? Oh, look at the fireplaces. Look at how many different fireplace layers I have. I have one for the mantle, main top, main base, main. That's when I have to build my own fireplace, my own wood fireplace, and I got to create, the base of the fireplace, which is 12-inch high brick, and then I have to build the 25-inch high brick that has the inlet for the inset for the wood, and then the top of it. Fireplace. I have hearth, and then the facing. I have fireplace, the facing, and I probably have more of these than I really need. Just one might be enough. But in plan view, you might not want to see the facing, but in the elevation, you do. So I don't have it on the CAD layer. You know what I'm saying? That was the toughest thing I had to learn with Chief, is you got to start using these layers so you can control what's on and off depending upon what plan you're working with. Chimney trim. That's the trim around the top of a chimney, and the spark arrestor. I've just broken this down. It's just that much easier. Fireplace CAD. That's when I want to put when you put a Chief fireplace in there, you don't have a fill for it. The cross hatching to represent the brick. I don't know. I just do it this way. Found it. Interior. Yeah, I mean, how people get by with just everything going on the fixtures interior and fixtures exterior, I don't know. But I have dryer vents. Those are dash lines. Deck drains. Those are solid lines. The forced air units. Is it a dash forced air unit because it's up in the attic, or is it a solid line because it's in the garage and you see it in plan view? As I said, some of these are probably redundant because I haven't. Interior. These are the interior vents. Wall vents. Maybe those need to be solid lines, and the return air grill at the ceiling is a dash line. I don't know. Tankless water heaters. Some of these are, I don't know. So the point of this video was to talk about how I use layers and what I was sort of thinking about. And I guess I was thinking that if I rename these to only 6 letters, I could get there quicker. But yeah, here it is. See all those fixtures? I got to go through 30 fixtures to find out my tankless water heater. So maybe if I change it to FIXTWH, tankless water heater, I can quickly get to that. I don't know if that's footings. Yeah, see, I have a bunch of different framing layers that I've added. Ridge beam drop, rafters exposed, furniture, for bottles for a wine cabinet, and dashed lines, and mirrors. I put, for a mirror over a vanity, I put those on a different layer because I really don't want to see my mirrors in plan view. I don't. It just clutters things up. But in my interior elevation, I want to have them on. Yeah, see, I got corbels at Island. I don't, as I said, some of these things have been built up over years. Moldings, boy, how people don't have a bunch of different deals for moldings, I'll never know. You got to, with moldings, you just have to have a bunch of different. Here's I don't know if you watched the video that Mont did for Chief Architect just the other day, and he was talking about trellises. Oh, what? Look at my trellises. Yeah. See, I got trellis. Look at my trellis one. If I have 3 different trellises on a plan, and I might want to delete one trellis, I actually put my trellises, each trellis on a different. If I have 3 trellises in a plan, I have trellis 1. Trellis 1.1 is the beams. Trellis 1.2 are the slats that sit on top of the beams, and trellis 1.3 are the slats that fit on the slats that fit on the beam. And the reason I do that is because if I want to select all the top little trellises, top pieces, and delete them, I can turn off all layers except this and just group select and delete them and change those instead of having to nitpick each one. It really doesn't take any time to do. Here's in fact, on one plan, I have trellis 1, trellis 2, trellis 3, and trellis 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and trellis 2.1, 2.2. And then I actually have the posts on a different layer because in the site plan, I want to see the posts, and I want those to be solid, but I want the slats to be dashed. You see the different line styles there? Now that's not what Mont dealt with. I mean, he had everything on the same layer. It boggled my mind when he did that. And then what he did is for the base of the post, he put a base there, and then he put a cap on top of the a cap on top of the post. And so the cap on top of the post, the cap on top of the base hid the base because it had a fill on it. Now, what he didn't consider is if you want to dimension that in plan view, what are you dimensioning? Are you dimensioning the cap, or you want to dimension the base? I want to dimension the base. So I'm going to put the base on one layer and the cap on the other layer. I'm going to put the base on a layer that's dashed, and I'm going to put the cap of the base on a different layer, and it's going to be solid. And then when I go to dimension, I'm going to dimension the dashed baseline, not the cap. I didn't get what he was. And watch this here, terrain. I got for my pools. Again, when I build a pool, I have I think 5 or 6 different layers. The water, which is the solid. The pools, which is a molding. The pool hole, which creates a hole in the terrain. The coping is a molding. The pool bottom is a piece solid. And that's superfluous. Oh, I think that came from when I had 2 pools in a plan or something. I don't know. So again, the reason why I have this on different layers is so I can easily select. I don't. It might be so I can actually select a particular line, a particular one. So when I create my pool, I create the shape, which is the hole, and then I just copy that shape and change it into a solid, and turn it into water and put it on the water layer. And then I copy that, and as a solid, I make that the bottom of the pool and adjust the height that way. And then I copy that and turn it into molding, and I make the coping. And I copy that coping, and it's still a molding, but I change the molding to the sides of the pool. And this way I can, if I want to deepen the pool, I can specifically turn off all the layers but the pool sides and select that and deepen the pool or something if I want. It's just I just got in the habit of doing it. So anyway, I love the way the layer sets work. It's very easy. Tilde key pulls this up, and if I go FRA, I'm in all of my framing, and I can select what layer I want. I don't need all the subfolders and stuff. Anyway, that's the end. I don't know if this was any help. Thought I